Your 41 NBC AccuWeather forecast, presented by Volume Chevrolet.
Well, welcome back. Over in Dublin, we've got a lot of high clouds overhead. We've also got a few at the mid-levels. It's definitely dampened the amount of sun that we are seeing, but still plenty warm, 83 degrees. Wind is light and variable. It's pretty still air out there. It's a big difference between, like, say, today and the storm chances and when there's, a typical severe weather setup is you go outside for about 5 minutes on a severe weather setup day and you start to feel that wind coming in out of the south. It is very balmy. Well, right now it is rather still outside. We have a couple of isolated storms. We got one here from Crawford County. Might make its way into Bibb County. You see that one lightning bolt there. And, well, the rain is a little more scattered in nature as we zoom on out and look off to the west over in Alabama and Mississippi. You see there's a number of severe thunderstorms. I can just about guarantee you that all of those are being driven by hail because you do get, a couple of downdrafts in terms of wind gusts, and maybe those could promote that, and you can get some updrafts that have the hail, but the storms are not going to really be able to get rotating without that wind shear, and you notice that with that wind coming in at the surface. So here's the rain we've gotten so far today. Trace amounts for anybody that actually has seen it. There really hasn't been much, and we weren't expecting much for today. The odds were 20%, really just for the northern parts of the region, but as we continue to move on forward, it will be a pretty muggy night because that front is stalling out to our north, and as a result of that, we're going to keep a lot of this moisture in the area. 60 degrees, wind out of the east-northeast around 5 miles per hour, thinking low 60s across the entirety of the region heading into the beginning of your hump day, which there's the stationary front right there. It's going to camp there through tomorrow before it starts to break down a little bit with this front starting to drift away. And what's going to end up happening is we're going to get more isolated storm chances tomorrow, so still about 30-40%, but it's not going to just be the northern counties. And then Thursday, we'll actually have a decent chance for some rain. Probably more than half of us will get some showers or storms going. And then on Friday, those odds will start to drop off just a little bit again. Heading into tonight, saying low 80s for a little bit longer, upper 60s, low 70s by around midnight, and low 60s out the door. Tomorrow, fog will be possible, especially in our northern counties where that rain happens. However, air very still further south. Could see that end up setting in as well. Then we start to see tomorrow, right, pop-up showers beginning during lunchtime, becoming a little more widespread. So if you've got something to do tomorrow, definitely would suggest a raincoat or an umbrella. In fact, definitely would want that as we get into tomorrow evening. We're seeing the most widespread rain chances for our Wednesday during the late evening hours. And then on Thursday, we're going to get more widespread storms expected, popping off at around 3-4 in the afternoon. And we'll see those becoming more scattered in nature, as you can see, heading into those suppertime hours on Thursday. So I'll have your extended forecast coming up in 10 seconds. You see it out tomorrow. Rain on to best in the evening. Your 41 NBC AccuWeather 7-day forecast is brought to you by Volume Chevrolet. So I've got it 40% for tomorrow and 60% on Thursday. Between both days, the vast majority of us in Middle Georgia should get rain. Then those odds will drip a little bit as we get into the weekend. You see the temperatures getting back to the mid to upper 80s there, but a little more cloud cover early next week and staying very summer-like for the near future.